Before we begin this video, I recommend that you visit google.com and search for dinardata.com. This website is a great resource for the latest updates on Dinar Guru news, all conveniently located on one page. For more information, I encourage you to visit the site.
Just heard from a bank source. They think something will happen in the morning. Time will tell. Iraq is going through many changes, and one of them is a new exchange rate change. RV news has been quiet after a very busy weekend from Iraq. Nothing on HCL yet, but our last update yesterday is it looks like it will go within days. Does that make sense to you? No, once the redenomination takes place, it's worldwide. You might still have the old notes. But you're not going to be able to exchange 1,000 dinars times a $3.22 rate. That's not what happens. They make the conversion to the new Iraqi denomination. So if you bring them a 1,000, it's not 1,000 anymore, it's only 1 dinar. Then time the exchange rate of $3.22. Here you go, sir, ma'am, here's your $3.22. Just use a little common sense. You would have this huge rush of people coming out of Iraq with their currency with all the zeros, going to the United States, and swapping it and becoming millionaires, and then going back in their country and buying the new banknotes with their millions of dollars. Does that make sense? Once a country redenominates, they don't just recognize the redenomination in country. It's recognized throughout the world. Does it make sense that they're going to have a different rate exchange in Iraq instead of out? You really believe that's going to happen? The poor people in Iraq are going to be like, wait a minute. I'm changing 1,000s and all you give me is one new Iraq dinar note, only worth $3.21? In the meantime, if I just went on a trip to the United States, that they would exchange my old bank notes with the current exchange rate with the zeros on there, giving me millions of dollars? Looks like this is the week we have been waiting for. I am inundated with much intel coming through, and it all lines up, and none of these sources know one another. So, this looks like it is definitely coming. We're in for a magnificent week. The World Trade Meeting, July 18th. That's their third World Trade Accession meeting. They waited 16 years for that meeting. 16 years. Reason why is because there's conditions and requirement that have to be met for that meeting. A tradable convertible currency. They cannot be under US, UN sanctions. That's why they've waited 16 years for that meeting. Everybody's who's on the board of directors and members board will only have until August 15th. This was in print, to get their comments submitted for this World Trade Accession. Paralyzed for 19 years. Parliamentary optimism about passing the most important laws in Iraq. Quote, the oil and gas law is the most important of the suspended laws. This issue will be resolved in the coming days. There is absolutely no coincidence that this law is on the table now. We never know what the coming days will mean. However, with where Iraq is in her reforms and the loss of revenues from the Kurdistan region, the pressure has been mounting for results needing to take place, and quickly. This is a very good sign of things to come, and likely first or at the same time. The bad guys in Iraq, whoever they may be, they just don't want the monetary reform. They don't want it to happen. You know that. That's the reason why we don't have the monetary reform of the Iraqi dinar. Because of the corruption that is occurring inside of the government of Iraq. But Sadani is in good control, he sure is. Iraq speeds up steps to join the WTO. Quote, the fourth round of negotiations to be held during the first quarter of next year. This acceleration means that the negotiations are proceeding with rapid steps towards Iraq's accession to the World Trade Organization. It's leading you to believe they're going to be doing acceleration and they're going to go out to next year? That's not acceleration as far as I'm concerned. It's not at all. Just heard from a bank source. They think something will happen in the morning. Time will tell. The financial advisor to the Prime Minister, Mazhar Mohammed Saleh, confirmed today, Tuesday, that the budget schedules have become a reality, and issuing instructions is a procedural matter that does not affect financial obligations. Saleh said, in an interview followed by Al Maluma agency, that The legal basis for the current fiscal year 2024 is a matter that has been legislated and approved primarily based on the provisions of the federal general budget for the years 2023, 2025, 2024 issued by Law No. 13 of 2023, which was published on June 26, 2023 in the Official Gazette. He explained that what is stipulated in Article 277 of the law includes the executive authority submitting the financial schedules for the two fiscal years 2024-2025 to enable the House of Representatives to approve them sequentially, noting that this was achieved in the fiscal year 2024. He pointed out that the three-year federal general budget was implemented for the first time in the country, which was based on one of the articles included in the provisions of the Federal Financial Management Law No. 6 of 2019, as amended, which allowed for the implementation of a financial plan consisting of a general budget for 3 fiscal years.